Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a bit different than usual as we are joined by a guest, Nic Ansuini.
Hey, how are you doing, Will? Good to see you. What phone are you using right now?
The phone I'm using right now is the iPhone 11 Pro.
iPhone 11 Pro, alright.
It's not the newest one anymore, kind of sad.
I know, it's so sad. Every single year there's a new one, and it makes all of your great old ones just not so great.
Out of all the iPhones available, which do you recommend?
Well, that is a good question. Seeing how I myself am just very conflicted between all of the different devices that I've been able to mess around with over the past couple weeks here. Honestly, I think your phone, the iPhone 11 Pro, is one of the better phones right now for new iPhone buyers. I've actually recommended the iPhone 11 Pro to a couple different people in my personal life who are upgrading from an iPhone 6, and they're like, oh, should I get the new 12? And I was like, no. And they're like, oh, should I get the 12 Pro? I'm like, no. And so, anyway, the iPhone 11 Pro keeps coming up as a really solid, good phone that has all of the specs and all of the bells and whistles that you'd expect, but at a price point that just got cheaper. It's a really great deal. I think for most people, you don't need the latest and greatest at all. Like, no one should be wasting their money on that. There are much better places to waste your money, right?
Of course, yeah, like suits, dress shoes, a lot of things.
Yeah, you gotta get good pocket squares. Those aren't cheap.
You can also get the Cybertruck, you know, I pre-ordered that. I like it. The design's amazing. I know, I'm kind of worried about it too.
Okay, I was gonna say, are you worried about the Cybertruck? Because if you're not worried about the Cybertruck, I don't know if we can continue to have a conversation here, because the thing that I wake up every morning, I shoot out of bed, my alarm goes off, my eyes spring open, and I say, I'm worried about this Cybertruck. And thankfully, nothing major has happened to it yet, but I'm still worried.
Yeah, I'm worried about the Cybertruck.
What makes you most worried?
It has to be the windshield wipers and side view mirrors.
I'm most worried about the steering wheel. There's not a circle on the entire vehicle except for the four wheels, and if they have to add a fifth one on the steering wheel, I'm going to be ripping that thing out so fast, or getting a hacksaw out and just chopping off the top and the bottom of the steering wheel so I can get the yoke-style steering wheel. It's so cool.
For me, the phone that I recommend would have to be the iPhone 12 mini. Some are for the flex factor, but others are that, first of all, you get more of a warranty from Apple since you have to buy it new. And also, the iPhone 12 mini is just a newer phone, so you get a fresh battery, you get ceramic shield, all of the flagship features, and it's only like, what, $700?
Yeah, $699. I actually just bought mine today, so... I actually was planning on just keeping my 10. Actually, we recorded a podcast this morning for the Tech Podcast. And on that entire podcast is basically Drew and Randy trying to convince me to get the 12 mini. And I was like, no, I'm not getting the 12 mini. I want to keep the Pro sensor, which is just so much fun to play with. And so premium. And I feel like so rich being able to call people on my 12 Pro. But what's old and timeless likely will get the job done the exact same way. But we can be a little smarter with our finances.
And that's why I'm not picking up any of the 2020 iPhones.
Ooh, very smart. All right.
Yeah.
Even if there's an awesome carrier deal or something?
I don't have a carrier, actually. I don't even have a SIM card.
Whoa. Okay. Interesting. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I'm saving on the expenses.
Nice. Very nice.
I save like $40 a month.
You can put that $40 a month to something else that's more exciting. Or, pocket it. Oh, gosh. Okay, no spoilers on episode 2. I saw it post this morning, and I've been so busy with work. After we're done here, I will definitely be sitting there with my iPhone 10, but like 2 inches away from my face, just, Mando!
Since you have both the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 Pro right now, could you list a few differences between them?
There's not many. I chuckle because normally there's quite a few things to talk about, like, oh, this one's way better and this one sucks. To me, I really love stainless steel. Actually, I had my watch charging. Not a good Apple sheep if I don't have my Apple Watch on, so let me fix that real quick. But I have...
Yeah, I have my Apple Watch on. Look at that.
Uh-oh. All right, getting outclassed by Will here. Look out. I have a stainless steel Apple Watch, and I've had a stainless steel iPhone ever since, the iPhone 10. And it's just something I'm used to. It feels to me like it's pretty grippy. Like there's like some kind of grip factor with the stainless steel phones.
It's so much easier to hold.
Yeah, you just have to hold it to feel the difference. And it does look like the aluminum would be a lot grippier because it's matte. But there's something with your fingerprints just get real stuck into the steel and they just don't move. This kind of shade of blue, obviously you're going to get this one if you want Pacific blue or gold or product red. That kind of just defines what phone you're going to end up getting. But for me personally, out of all of the different features, I mean, obviously this probably comes down to the camera as far as like functional. If I had to be a little bit more logical and not just say, well, I prefer the Pro because it's shiny and it feels nice in my hand, it would come down to the camera. That 2x camera I use very frequently, a whole lot more frequently than I ever use the ultra wide.
I never use the ultra wide too. So
yeah, me neither. It's like I don't wanna. Ooh, everything gets distorted, and there's a few different like specific shots that look great with ultra wide. I normally find myself 9 times out of 10 always pushing that little punch in button, get it 2x. Even if I'm just scanning a document or something, I'd much rather punch in and pull the phone back a little bit, even if I'm just doing something as simple as scanning a document. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I should have said. The biggest difference is the iPhone 12 only does peak brightness of 600 nits, where the 12 Pro does 800. They literally look exactly the same. There's no difference between the screens. Let's do the Bengay chest.
okay, so I believe both of the phones are nearly identical. The biggest functional difference between them would have to be the price.
That is true. That is very true.
Do you think the iPhone 12 is better than the 11 Pro? I have had a debate with people at my school who have said that the iPhone 12 is better than the 11 Pro, which I disagree with.
Interesting. I think the iPhone 11 Pro is better than the iPhone 12.
Thank you! That means a lot.
Number one, the iPhone 12 is the cheap design from this year. I much rather prefer having the premium device from a few years ago as opposed to the cheap device from this year.
The iPhone 12 is better than the iPhone 11 Pro in certain areas, although they do not add up enough to make the phone itself better than the 11 Pro. Like, sure, the screen size
What
is
areas
better.
are those?
Like, for example, the screen size or just the screen material itself. Ceramic shield is pretty nice.
Ceramic shield is not as great as we all think it is. So I have noticed some scratching with this ceramic shield. I think Jerry Rig Everything did his scratch test video. It's still scratched at a level 6 with deeper grooves at a level 7.
I've heard that the ceramic shield is only for better drop protection and impact protection and not hardness. I don't think it's meant to help with scratching.
I guess, yeah, they did say it was specifically 4 times better with drop testing, but still.
What is the most infuriating part of the iPhone 12 lineup?
The most infuriating part of the iPhone 12 lineup is that each one of them is so good and it's hard to compare them against each other. Especially the two that have the exact same screen size. I think there's a little bit more of a difference between the Pro and the Mini, just because, if you want a small screen, you have to go Mini, and if you want a big screen, you have to go Pro Max. What do you think of Tim Cook?
He is a very nice person. He's a very reliable leaker.
He is the most reliable leaker. Out of all of the Apple leakers,
Yeah.
I think Tim Cook has everyone else beat. 100% track record.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I definitely think that both of these devices are just too good to really be able to compare fairly, which is why it makes my job hard and I'm infuriated by it, because I'm supposed to be able to say, thou shalt buy this or thou shalt buy that. And I'm like, but both of these are so good and have been playing with the LiDAR sensor quite a bit. Now, when I got my iPad Pro, it came with a LiDAR sensor and I was like, what am I going to do with this? It's this little extra circle on the back of my iPad. There was no apps for it.
Oh yeah, I have it right here with me too.
It was kind of like, I don't really know what to do with it, and all the AR demos that I could find were basically just the Apple products off of Apple's website, and it was just like, all right, it's nailed a little bit more directly to the surface, and it doesn't float around quite as much during the AR demo, but there wasn't like a useful app.
All right, guys. The actual recording for today's video is actually more than an hour long, so we talked for a really long time, but I had to condense this into a format that is suitable for YouTube because YouTube doesn't like videos that are too long, apparently. If you made it this far, please consider subscribing and checking out Nic Ansuini's channel. He has a video of him trying to look for a 5G tower.
Do you have a video on that? I may or may not have spent an entire day wandering around a strange city looking for 5G. I may or may not have traveled 6 states across my country looking for this 5G tower, and I may or may not have walked and done all of that just to find out that there was no 5G millimeter wave there.
Alright guys, that's about it. If you liked it, please like, and click on a few videos on the screen right now. That's about it. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. And also special thanks to Nic Ansuini for joining this video.
Alright. Thank you. Alright, bye.